Hey, family. Family. Ooh. Sometimes you can kill two birds with one stone. What are y'all doing? Kaylee, what are you doing up? What are y'all doing? What are you doing up? Hi. Well, baby, hmm, Cosmic Roy, I know it's super late, early, whatever you want to call it. I killed two birds with one stone. I did. Kaylee, girl. I killed two birds with one stone. Oh, God. Is this loud? Y'all know I too loud. Am I too loud? I'm up, can't sleep. I'm about to go get in the bed. But you know I can't hold water. But I ain't gonna spill too much of the tea. When I tell you I love Yehuda. Mm. So Latia, let's talk about it, family. Mm, mm. Let me turn some twerk music on. Let me turn on some twerk music. Who? Let me turn on some twerk music so I can tell y'all. Wait, man. Wait, man. Mm, I can't hold water, but bitch, I'm gonna hold some. Ooh, that's loud. See, this is why you shouldn't fuck with the deities, bro. I killed two birds with one stone. One, I want everybody to acknowledge that I was never called a fraud tonight. Out of everything that was said, what she said was, you put things together. She apologized, and I said, I accept, I moved on. Now, like I kept saying, whether you were that person, this person, that person, this person, that person, I said, I'm going to find out who you are. Clear. Let's play some music, shall we? Posted in front of the tribe, selling dope till the sun come down. Take a fuck
nigga right off the map, When I hit him with this whole 100 round. Young dog in the club with my Glock, You wanna play it, then this bitch going down. We ain't hesitating, bullies get the blazing. I'ma lay him down like he in a lounge. Walk him down, 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 walk him down. Walk down on them in Balenciaga Rama. My blood slime a nigga out just like an anaconda. You go against me, then you fuck just like a used condom. I roll them up and then I smoke them like some good guns. Hey, still doing drive-bys, but I wanna walk them. If I can't find them, you know I'm gonna stalk them. Cause tape up on the scene, I had the white talk. Running from my gun, but my bullets had to posted in front of the tribe, selling dope till the sun come down. Take a fuck nigga right off the map, When I hit him with this whole 100 round. Young dog in the club with my Glock, You wanna play it, then this bitch going down. We ain't hesitating, bullies get the blazing. I'ma lay him down like he in a lounge. Walk him down, 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 walk him down.
What they say on the Comedy Jam, kick it, cut it. Family, it ain't that many on here. Please hit the like button because it's super early in the mornings. It's late in the day, late in the night, late in the morning, late in the night, morning, early. Listen, when you fuck with Yehuda, he's always going to show up in real time. I have from your arrest records. See. I didn't even know that somebody had gave me who you was the other day. I didn't even know that because I knew it was out of a couple people. Okay. And then I went to my email and I saw what somebody had sent me and had matched something else that somebody had sent. See, I don't ever tell everything. So then I went into my system that I use. I put in, and then I hired somebody else. They ain't even got back to me yet. I should have saved my money. I should have saved my money and just did what I knew how to do, use my system that I use to find a motherfucker. Hey, I have your two measly small arrest records. I have all of your phone numbers. I have all of your aliases. I have all of your addresses. I have the address to where you live and where you are right now, down to the date. It says February 13th on it. That's where you are right now in your bed. And I went through the social medias. See, sometimes a bitch talk too much. Do you know how I knew I wasn't wrong about finding you? Because you gave me the name. You gave it to me. And when I went to the social medias and I cross-checked reference what I had and what I found, hey, she's in your people that are connected to you. You used her name. It's such a rare name. Girl. And you not cute. You not cute. I remember praying that the feds never say the Motorola. Chopper got the chopper, make him do a backflip. Pay my dog down to walk him down, he need the race. I've been taking all this codeine to the face. Got a lot of M's in the safe. See, your problem is you talk too much, girl. See, somebody else kept telling me it was Jossie Banks, but it didn't matter. See, after I ended the live with Jossie was on, she called me again. She said, bitch, you so stupid. You harassing that girl. See, you missed everything because you was looking too hard, so you missed it. What I told her was, Whether it's her or not, I saw videos last night that she had did about me. So that's what I took care of. But you, sis, bitch, you look 45 and you 30. You look 45 and you 30. You are super jealous of me. Girl, I want to call you by your name so bad, but I want you to think, I want you to believe that I really don't know who you are. Ma'am, I have your address of where you live. Let me tell you how good I am. I even pulled it up. I'm looking at the aerial of where you live right now. I was so thorough. I have all of your aliases, all of your different places you've lived, phone numbers, family members. I got your mama's name. I got your mama's
Caught it murder, then I beat the case. I was just about to do the race. Posted in front of the tribe, selling dope till the sun come down. Take a fuck, nigga, right off the map, When I
See, when we got off the live after the whole Jossie thing, and she called me, see, she was so upset. She was so upset. And she couldn't help herself. And then she said, come down here to Dallas, bitch. See, motherfuckers talk too much and drop so many clues. All you did was validate other information that I already had. All I had to do was keep acting like I wasn't sure who you was. And you kept giving me the information. I got your mama. I hope them childrens that you in the picture with them 3 kids. See, I dropped clues. I said, I think you got 3 kids. You got 2 boys and a girl. And they all ugly like you. The thing is, they probably not really your kids. See, they a different, way different shade than you is. I know who you are. I have all of your addresses down to your address in which you are laying your comfy head tonight. Love you in the chat. I'm not going to call your name. Love you in the chat. I see your message. Oh, I almost called your name, girl. I almost called your name, girl. See, that's the crazy part. When I was cross referencing, see, I wasn't sure. It came from somewhere else and then it came from somewhere else. I'm waiting on other, I'm waiting on other shit. I know I got you to the right girl. I know I do. Because you talked too much. See, I was already aware that you was in Dallas. I was aware of that already. I needed to prove that. I knew you had 3 kids. I needed to prove that. But see, I kept seeing somebody that looked like Jossie. So I wasn't sure. But see, what happened was Mo had been asking me for an interview. So see, what I didn't say to the live, and let me say it now. Today, while I was making my coffee, see, the spirit came through. Yehuda, you know, what you call them, SIM card? You're absolutely correct. Sim came through and he said, Mo 3 thanks you for last night. I said, what? I said, really? He said, wait for validation. And I said, Yehuda, who's going to validate what the fuck I said? Who would really come forward and validate it? See, I wasn't aware that she was going to get on my live tonight. Everything she did validated everything I said last night. Okay? That situation is over. Like, she apologized. I'm done. I'm done with that. I move forward. Somebody kept saying that's her. Spirit kept saying, no, it's not. But I kept saying, okay. But I did see somebody look like her. So I was confused. But again, like I said, sometimes, yes, see, he came through with Bob too. But see, I had to take care of that for Mo. Mo is done now. Okay? And I'm validated. But you see how spirit moved? But see, the thing is, that text message you sent me in December had some very, very key information on it, which is how I found you. Well, it's how I validated that it was you. You thinking real hard right now of what that could be. You done went through 7 text now numbers today, all the way down to you did a Cincinnati number because you thought I would answer it for it, and I did, even though I felt like it was you. And I said, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And you got angrier and angrier until you said, bitch, come here to Dallas where I'm at. That's all I needed. So then I went into cross reference of cross reference of cross reference of cross reference. And now I'm looking. See, you said you live in a house. Ma'am, no, you don't. I have your apartment name and number. I know what kind of car you drive. Mm. I know what kind of car you drive. I know your mama's name. I know your family's name. I know the 2 charges that you called. They wasn't really no big shit, but you got them. I got your arrest records. You probably should have shut the fuck up. Guess what else I got? Where you used to work. I'm going to call them in the morning. I'm going to play them this recording. I'm going to say, is this her voice? Greetings, Cream. Greetings, Martha. Greetings, Cara. Hey, Toya Gang, 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 Gang. Chantel. There's Sabian. Sade. I'm going to play them that recording. I'm going to say, is this her voice? Because she's called me several times claiming that she had a hit on my head. And you said it in there. So I hope you don't still work there. Because when they hear this, connected to where you work, you'll never be able to get a job again. I told you I'm coming for you. I'm going to come for you from when you called me in October and said you was going to blow my motherfucking head off. I'm coming for you for December when you did what you did. I'm coming for you from the last 2 days. You will never, ever recover from this. I swear it. I told you I was going to find you. It ain't even been 3 hours. I didn't even try hard. I didn't even try, not even hard a little bit. See, I didn't look for you the last time or the last time. But you didn't got on my nerve this time. So when they hear this, I hope you still work there. I hope you do. What up, Nick T? Nick T. I'm about to text you. Check your messenger. It is so weird, Cool Panda. So weird. Hey, Grateful. I just text you, Nick. Greetings, Ronika.
I hit him with this whole 100 round. Young dog in the club with my Glock. You wanna play it in this bitch?
What up, Tina Marie?
We ain't hesitating, bullets get the blazing. I'ma lay him down like he in a lounge.
He's not alive. Ain't that crazy? So, for those who are just joining, let me fill you in on what's happening. See, earlier, see, mm, mm, mm. Since I just got tired with a kickstand, thinking of a plan to get quick bands, falling in deep with the quicksand, flag on my ass, go quick run. Take a little time, got my feet up, hot beats in the streets, I can stay up. Betty Crocker show me how to take a cake, bro. Doing that with everything I never stick, bro. Since I just got tired with a kickstand, thinking of a plan to get quick bands, falling in deep with the quicksand, flag on my ass, go quick run. I was taking a little time, got my feet up, hot beats in the streets, I can stay up. Betty Crocker show me how to take a cake, bro. Doing that with everything I never stick, bro. Back in the day, when a nigga had big jeans, couldn't afford a new pair, I had broke shoes. Couldn't think about the money, I had broke dreams. Outfit was the match of a rap team. I was trying to be fly, didn't take off. Toes falling on my ass, lost weight, dog. Okay, let me tell y'all what's happening. So, the bitch from the live that's been harassing me for a year, they keep trying to say that ain't her, and we know that's the same voice. She had made some very crucial mistakes, and we just walked her down with it. That's all. Um, she kept calling, and somebody had gave me the name the other day, right? But somebody kept saying to me, "Hey, that's Jossie Banks," but Spirit kept saying, "No, it wasn't." But I went with it because I need to take care of two birds with one stone. Because when she told me to go look at the video of Jossie, the voice it had some, inflections of it, but I'm like, it don't really sound like her, but I see the inflections, but I kept seeing a visual that looked like her. So I was trying to get an understanding of what was happening. And so when she told me to go watch the videos and I seen some of the videos of what she was saying about me, I went on ahead and did what I did last night. But Spirit, like I told them a moment ago before y'all got on here, this morning, this rising, I was making my coffee. I decided to have a cup of coffee this morning, this rising. And while I was making my coffee, Spirit said, Mo3 thanks you for last night. And I said, oh, really? He said, yes, wait on the validation. I said, well, who is going to validate? Now, who would come forward and validate this kind of information? Ain't nobody going to validate this. He said, wait on it. So because I came on again today, she came on today. And she never denied anything that I said. She never called me a fraud. because this was her moment to do so. What she did was apologize. For me, that was all of the validation that I needed. So now that book, that chapter is closed for me. Now I need to find the real person because see, somebody had already gave me the name, but I just wasn't sure about it. So then when I checked my email tonight, see, one of my researchers had sent it to me, which matched some other shit that I had received already. So then I was like, So then I went through and looked at some more shit. I cross-referenced some shit. And a person connected to this same person has a odd name that was given previously. And I said, oh, this is her. So then what I did was cross-reference the cross-reference. But see, I had hired somebody already to find her. And I wish I would have saved my money, but that's okay because backup ain't nothing wrong with backup. You understand me? So I went into my system that I have to find people. And so even when they have a text app name. So I went into my system that will locate people, even if they're under a text app. Okay. And guess what happened? The same name of all three came back. I have, who still has a landline, ma'am? I have the landline number. I have the address to where you're laying your head. I have your family members. I have your mamas. I have all of the old addresses to cross reference if I need to. I have all of the text app numbers that you were using. Have those. Also on the side that is listed, it tells you what kind of app you was using when you did it. Then I also have your arrest records. You were arrested twice. I have those. And now I have your pictures. I have people that are connected to you. I have the three children because I kept saying I thought it was three children that she had. Just needed to throw that out there to be sure. You're 30 years old. I will say that to you. You said you're my children's age. No, my children are 25 and 26. And you look 45. You are old looking in the fucking face. You are bad body built, which I knew you would be. Fatty. But see, when I kept hearing that, I kept feeling like I was talking about old girl pussy. And I was. See, I had too many things going on at one time in my mind. But I have you now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the person that I paid to come back and validate. I'm going to wait for the other lady that I sent some more shit to go in and check and validate. And then I'm going to take care of business. Tomorrow's Tuesday. You said the spirit, Yehuda, and internet and SIM card. And you said, what's that nigga's name? Hey, who was you over there talking to? Because whoever you was talking to better save you. You said, I think I'm gangster. No, bitch, I think I'm smart. And I think you are fucked up. What you should do is get smart like me. Nothing you see me in is under my name, stupid. This luxurious shit that I lay in, bitch, that I pay for. You think it's under my real shit? Do you? Stupid. See, all that shit you was talking, I let you talk. I have you now. And I told you, you said game time. Remember last year, October, you said game time. And I told you, I said, it absolutely is. I meant that to you. I'm like an elephant, bitch. I don't forget. So now, I just want to know, do you want street justice? Or do I give you justice of the court systems. I won't tell you what I decide. I just want you to know I know who you are and I have your address of where the fuck you're laying right now. It popped up with the date that says current February 13th, 2023. Mmm.
Nigga Bobby put me on a quick dick. Wasn't alive, but enough for a quick fix. In the session, I was feeling, got me a big six. And it's no bitch, a whole bitch with a brick dick. Never killed, I ain't gonna lie, I was tempted. He was the target, but he lucky that I missed it.
Hey, do you remember when you called me right before my event? See, I'm a cross reference because I want to see who all you connected to. Now I want to know, how are you connected to a couple other people? Not just Maya, but I'm going to check that out too. But see, now I want to know how you're connected to a couple other people. Something tells me, something told me that you are connected to a couple other people who I shall not mention right now. But you remember when you called me and you said, I'm going to be at your event tomorrow and I'm going to blow your motherfucking head off because I need that money. You remember that? See, I had received a call that said you had got shot. But when I asked her girl about it, I said, I thought you said she got shot. She said, I'm going to take care of that. I don't want her to. Now I don't trust her. But I do have you. You said y'all was going to kill me twice. You said y'all was going to kill me in June. Then you was going to kill me in October. I have recordings of that. Then I have you saying it twice in the last 2 days. Anything I do is justified. Because now I fear for my life. You are stupid. I walked you down slow with it. February 13th, 2023. Yep. Yep. Greetings, Dom. Yes. Um, well, she keeps saying she interviewed her, but I can't imagine where she would interview her at. I usually can't hold water. Y'all know me. Usually I would have came on this motherfucker like a river flows, but I want you to really think I'm lying to you. I really want you to think I'm lying. Because I know in your mind, see, you're narcissistic. So in your mind, you think I'm lying. Ooh, I want you to believe that. With every fiber of my being, I want you to believe that I do not know who you are. I'm gonna let this play for y'all while I look at something real quick.
My opportunity was knocking and I missed it. Young when I hopped off the stoop, two doors when I flew over, hop in the coupe. Two swords from a wall where I couldn't lose. Got scars and bruises, man, I got the proof. Resemble you still, cause I got the juice. You think you too pop, let all markets loose. Step in on that with my Timberland moves. I'm planning, I'm stable, I'm growing in rules. Since it's just the time with a kickstand. Thinking of a plan to get quick bands. Fun indeed with a quick shine. Flag on my ass, no quick brand. I was packing my pound, got my weight up. Hot beef in the streets, had to stay up. Betty Crocker show me how to take a cake, bro. Doing this with everything I ever stick, bro. Since it's just the time with a kickstand. Thinking of a plan to get quick bands. Fun indeed with a quick shine. Flag on my ass, no quick brand. I was packing my pound, got my weight up. Hot beef in the streets, had to stay up. Betty Crocker show me how to take a cake, bro. Doing this with everything I ever stick, bro. I remember chilling in one of my little bitch crib, but full by the note, niggas with the fixins. A nigga came through, he was on some bitch shit. Didn't know I was rolling my hands so gifted. Boy, how many times I had to get him on this quick? Couple knocks, make him trying to get drunk as we lifted. Fought another nigga after I thought was some kinship. Throwing up both of our sets was ended the friendship. Get respect, neck to neck, my niggas in back down.
You said it's my great G's Mall birthday. I was chill today until I got off my feet just to hear bullshit for most of the night. Totally understand it. But see, something told me. I spoke it. I told you. Get it as fast as you lost it. I told you I was going to find you. It didn't even take 3 hours. I want you to think that I didn't find you, though, because your narcissism is going to convince you of that, and you will be completely wrong. That's okay. I need you to believe that. I need you to believe that I didn't find you. Um, I just wanted to come and tell y'all that I found this bitch. I took care of two birds with one stone. I feel completely redeemed. So even after tonight, I don't give a fuck what that bitch go and say. If she say the Quatita's a fraud, bitch, everybody know now. Quatita didn't lie to you. Didn't lie last night, didn't lie 2 years ago. I am who the fuck I say I am. And ma'am, Miss Dallas, I have found you. And it's up.
I don't stand up in the end of the back down. His hands in my life, now his end is a flat now. Flat like a wing, let's see if he flat now. Had enough, they were double and after one round. KD on the bench, equipped with the tray pound. Made him run, it was funny, was scared of the gun sound. Made him shit, he hit by the car, he was duck down. I ain't got no time for the fakes. The phonies, jabronis, and I saw the jakes. My homie's the only who come past the gate. I'm whacking the weeds, cutting heads off the snakes. I'm hungry, I'm eating right off all your plate.
I love you back.
I'm stagnant, I'm magnet, I'm staying in place. The reason I'm popping is all up for hate. It's just the time with a kickstand. Thinking of a plan to get quick balance. Falling in deep with a quicksand.
Listen, I could chair dance like a motherfucker. I could chair dance like a motherfucker, but I hope y'all are enjoying y'all early morning night. What up, Bama? Savion, do you have my number? If you do, would you send me a text, please? You know what else is crack? His song with Mo3. That's a little firebug right there. Gratitude. Gratitude. Ciao. Yep. This is crack.
I'm all the way 100 though. Yeah, yeah. Made a promise to my mama that I gotta be better than I was. Better than I was. To my granny, I'm an angel, but this medicine should be running through my blood. Gang, it's in my bloodline. Better hug your dog if you love him, cause I can't hug mine. Oh, nah. Retaliate, we put him up, little bitch, I slug out. Locked in the cell, I got out of jail, and I still done crime. This why I still be in my feelings. Why? Maybe cause the bitch that I'm loving be acting different. Don't respect the fact that I'm working on what we building. And I ain't forgot the pain, I'm just working on my forgiveness. I'm Section 8 on my thing, got killers out in my trenches. Clutching, I got action, get at me, this shit get wicked. I can flip them like a gymnast, yeah. Without no blood flow, I'm just like a sad boy, yeah. When I slide, I'm no passion by the fruit of everlasting shit. Tell me they love me, but they hate me, I'm the last they pick. Under construction, cause destruction, what I always get. I went from selfless to selfish, they hating like a bitch. Niggas will die on me, scheme on you. It's love love to the beat, when you fuck you over when the time still gon' say what they need from you. Ain't no friends left to build with. Losing heads, but we ain't building. Niggas praying for my downfall cause they know I got real shit. Like hating is a fucking way of life now. Talking down on my name, make haters so proud. Extra silent when I speak because my guns out. Preach a positive, but still won't put my guns down. I don't bang, you get banged. If you ever try to check this, feel like no thief for Shoji. Showing love to Texas on the song with my dog. I'm getting features from heaven. I'ma try to emulate you, but I know nobody better. Made a promise to my mama that I gotta be better than I was. To my granny, I'm an angel, but this murder shit be running through my blood. It's in my bloodline. Hug your dog if you love him, cause I can't hug my own. Retaliate, we put him up, the bitch I slug her. Locked in the cell, got out of jail, and I still dead crying.
You know, I don't know. They had to have thought something, but you know what? It's totally alright. It is totally alright. Hmm. You know what's crazy when they pull up all of your fucking family members? All of your family members, people that you have known to be associated with. Long live, you hear me? Long live. Say, sure she going. What up, Tay? Hey, how did you do? Did you take your test yet? How did you do? You still studying? Okay. You said this is for truck driving? Okay. I drove for CR England. I had to go to a truck driving school in Dallas South, which was Premier Truck Driving. And I had to go up to Utah to get on the truck. And I did not do too many days. I think I did like 10 days. I hated my trainer. He was racist. He kept like hitting on me. When I say hitting me, I mean like flirting. Child. When I had went for my drug screen, I did not know. You'll do fine. Listen, it took me, everybody else had passed their shit in 2 weeks. I had to stay behind an extra week because the backing, the backing and the parallel parking was getting me. Okay. So I had to stay another week, but everybody else flew to Utah and I ended up having to catch the Greyhound. That's when I said I seen um camels. And I couldn't believe there was camels in America. I'd never heard that before. But I was on a Greyhound. We drove from Dallas South to Utah so I could get on the fucking truck. And got up there, and it was so beautiful. The mountains had snow on it. Even though it was hot outside, it was in June, but the mountains had snow on it, you know. You said my mama drives for her own company and period. Yes, and I didn't think I was gonna be able to pass, but they really work with you, child. When I had to learn 101, the pre-trip, the watching of the tandems, it was strayed, frayed, and broken, or not broken, straight and frayed. Um, the motherfucking, what is it? The U from the steering wheel, the PSI, when it sneezes, you know that it is at its maximum capacity. When it sneezes, the fucking Jake brake. Now let me tell you something. I had never driven on expressway when I got in the truck. I used to drive the streetway every fucking where. So when I was trying to tell them, they was like, "Well, we throwing you an expressway, honey. It doesn't matter. You need to," because all my instructors damn near was black, like black men. Well, you going, honey? We gonna throw you out there. You gotta get out there, child. I had to merge onto the expressway in the truck. I was cussing. They was like, "They don't have to let you on. You got to get on. Anybody got to pull over and let you on? Get on." Child, I was cussing and fussing. I was trying to get on, and then I felt like I was going fast. He kept saying, "Hit that Jake brake." So I'm hitting the Jake brake. I was a nervous fucking wreck. I'm like, "Oh my fucking goodness!" Like we is gonna die in the truck. So even when I went out over the road with my instructor, we went from Utah over to Connecticut, and that's when I realized they did me. It was the first time, but that was my fault. You know what I'm saying? Because I refused to drive my car on the expressway. I was scared. So me and the instructor, which he called himself the Midnight Rider, we drove from Utah to Connecticut, which is when I realized I need to get off the truck. Yeah, this is it for me. This ain't what I want to do. And so our reefer had broke. So we had to stop until we could get some assistance to fix this fucking reefer, or to, change out. Like, so I told him, like, I think I'm gonna go on and just get off the truck. I think this is it for me. I ain't getting off right here, but after this run, that's it. Um, and they told him, they said, put her off at the truck stop. I got on the CB, ma'am. If he put me off at this truck stop, I'm gonna sue him and I'm gonna sue you. Wherever you picked me up from, it is against the law that you don't take me back there. It's kidnapping. So they said, well, you have to help him drive. Once the reefer is fixed, you have to agree to help him drive down to Tulsa, Oklahoma, because he was going down to Texas. So she said, you have to help him drive in order to get there. He'll put you off in Tulsa where you have family. I said, that's fucking fine with me. So my sister picked me up at like 5 in the morning from Quick Trip in Tulsa. I got the fuck off the truck. They took all my money and sent me a check for like $57. They gave him all of my pay. I didn't get paid for none of the memorandum things, the tests you have to take while you in the truck. Cause see, even when you on the road and you out there and you're still in training, you have to do the like the little test things daily. You know what I'm saying? Child, I almost flipped my motherfucking truck over twice. Why? Because he was supposed to be up. Only anytime I'm driving, he was supposed to be up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's loud. Gammy. I don't know if somebody called their grandma Gammy or Grammy, Gammy, Gammy. All I know is she didn't have no teeth or something. She had to have her teeth pulled. I don't know if she had like a heart attack or if she had to have a stent put in her chest, her heart. Mm. Anyway, um, ooh, that hurt. Dee Dee or Dolores. D. See, my stepmom is Dee Dee. Her name is Dolores, but I know it's not her. But it's a D name connected to the lady. You say, my G mom didn't have teeth. My mom name is Denise. Okay. Okay. I feel like I'm supposed to say, well, because your name is the name I keep hearing, Savion. That's why I'm confused. Do you have a Ganny or a Gammy too or a Granny? I wonder if I'm picking up on both of your people. It's okay that she's alive. It's okay that she's alive, Dolores, but this lady is crossed. But I keep hearing that name. Your granny is passed? That's what I mean. Did she also have her teeth removed? Your mom is deceased. I wonder if I have. Her name is Lena May, though. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about. I feel like I have a granny, but she's also keeps saying Dolores. If that's your mom, that means she's acknowledging her child. You understand what I'm saying? And my granny. Okay. Um, there's something about the chest or the heart. Um, they be interrupting my conversation and stuff. Yeah. All I know is I'm supposed to say, um, she died from a heart issue. Okay. All I know is I'm supposed to say that, oh, your friend name is Dolores. Okay. All I know is I'm supposed to say that I love you. She had a stent put in it. Okay, understood. She says, all I know is I'm supposed to say is I love you and yes, I hear you. Like, yes, I hear you. And then I feel like it's like, of course I hear you. Okay. Because it's like, I've always heard you. You going to make sure that I hear you. I always have made sure that I heard you. Like, that feels like what I'm supposed to say. So if you was just talking to her, then she needs you to understand and know. Today is my little brother's death. Okay, understood. Like she needed you to know that whatever you were saying to her, that she heard you. Okay. Um, she keeps saying she's sorry she cut into my talk. I don't know if you haven't been able to make. Oh, that's Rakita Gleason. Hey, girl. Oh, hey. Well, um, I'm just supposed to let you know that if you was talking to her, she said, I love you, and yes, I hear you. So, um, like, and it's all right. Like, it's gonna be okay. And whatever you choose to do, they not mad about it. They support you for whatever it is that you're like wanting to do or trying to do or going to do. Like, they support you in that. Just make sure it's the right decision for you, or make sure that you're doing the right things. Hey, Lish, happy birthday. You said, correct me if I was telling her to have you text me with that message that she can hear me. Well, you got it. In the middle of my conversation, she just cut me off. Happy birthday. Lish, send me a text message real quick. You're welcome, Rikita. So anyway, Tay, back to what I was saying. I tap in. Back to what I was saying was, you're gonna do fine on your test. Memorize what you need to memorize. Long as you can pass the drug screen, you got it. You're gonna do fine, Tay. Make sure you get some sleep before you take it. Get plenty of water. You eat good. Remember everything. What are you doing? Are you doing like the pre-trip? Because you have to do the pre-trip. Are you driving a truck or are you taking the written? You driving a truck? Okay. So you've already taken the written. Okay, you're getting a permit. So that means you have to take the um like the air brakes and all that shit. I had to take I had to take that like twice because some parts I passed, some parts I didn't. So I had to go back and retake the test that I did not take. I failed, and I didn't fail by much. I failed by like a couple questions, which pissed me off. Um, Even when I went into like I did. You're welcome, Mama. Even when I was nervous, right? So what happened was, even when I went in for my real license, my car license, I had to ask for a paper test because when I took it on a computer, I took it like twice. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And somebody told me, like, get a paper test. As soon as I did the paper test, I passed it. But it was like, I think the computer was making me nervous. You know what I'm saying? But the air brakes and all that shit we took all together at a table in a room. And that's what the day we found out, child, that we was gonna have to take a drug screen. Bitch, I had just been smoking. I said, can I get some water? I flushed my system. I hadn't had a lot of weed in my system, but I flushed my system. By the time I pissed out nothing but water. That bitch looked at me. I looked at her. Child, I was in a different place in my life at that time. I went outside in front of the sun and I got on my knees and I was talking to the sun. I was praying, like, please listen, my grandma gonna kick my motherfucking ass if I get kicked out of here for smoking weed. Cause she had my baby for me while I went to church driving school. No, my sister had my baby, but my grandma was trying to help me out. She had sent me money. And I'm like, they are gonna kick my fucking ass if I get kicked out of here for smoking weed. I had weed in my system. No, they gonna get no. Child, I passed that drug screen. Yes, I did. And I was so happy. And I stayed the course. And for me, I kept saying I was doing it because I wanted my daughter to see that a woman could do anything, you know. And so I stayed the course when everybody else was able to leave, and I had to stay a week behind. Um, I stayed a week behind. It was fun for me too when I was in truck driving school because we all stayed in a hotel. You know what I'm saying? And I had met. That's when I be talking about when I had met Jimmy Perry. Jimmy Perry was from like Louisiana or something, and he used to say all kind of lingo. Man, they used to be in there like with hot plates cooking chicken and shit. And Jimmy Perry, he was a Freemason, and he was showing me his book, and he said he ain't supposed to show me his book because that's against their rules in the lodge, right? And he was kind of showing it to me, but he also read cards, but he didn't read tarot. He read regular decks of cards. You know what I'm saying? And he had found out that his chick, cause see, he had already had his own trucking company. He was grandfathered in, and so he was already driving. He already had his own truck, but they had told him that the rules had changed. He could no longer be grandfathered in. He had to come to truck driving school to get his license for that. So that's why he was there. And I had met some other dude that was from Dallas. He was cool there. He was cool as a fucking fan. He was a black dude. It was really like he busted my I had a little boil. He busted that shit for me. I was like, oh, please do. Where was it at? On my coochie lip. I didn't give a fuck. I cocked this bitch open. Busted, please. Jimmy was nervous as fuck, but he busted that motherfucker. I cocked this thing open. I said, let me get in the shower first. I'm going to call you. So when I got out the shower, I come, please come and bust it. I put on my little shorts because I was smaller then, and I pulled the shorts over to the side. I did not give a fuck. See all of this pussy. Bust this bump. It was a boil. Like it hurt it. He bust that motherfucker. It was, I didn't give a fuck. I was in pain. I was in pain. No, busted. I didn't give a fuck. He was cool as fuck. He ain't try to fuck me or no shit like that. He was cool. We had found out his girl supposedly had been fucking with his friend, and that's when he kept saying he was gonna fuck her up. He said, if I don't fuck this bitch up, grits ain't groceries. I said, that's the first time I ever heard that shit. He said grits ain't groceries if I don't fuck this bitch up. Cause somebody had said that they saw her riding in the car with his best friend. He like, what this bitch riding in this car for? He said, I'm gonna fuck her up. If I don't fuck her up, grits ain't groceries. I said, oh shit. And so they all had went on their way because they passed, and I had to stay back. Grits ain't groceries, you hear me, Liz? So I had to stay back a week and finish and redo. I kept stalling my truck out. Like when you go over the train tracks, you gotta stop, right? You gotta stop and do your whole little process. But every time I got ready to start it back up and go, I kept stalling the truck out. It kept cutting off. It was very frustrating to me. And then my leg was tired as fuck because, first of all, it was a stick. Now they have automatics now for real, but it was a stick and the clutch. And my leg was tired as fuck. I felt like one of my legs had more muscle in it than the other one trying to do this. I had never, driven a stick before. I kept stripping the gear. Child, I almost flipped my motherfucking truck over twice. He was asleep in the damn back and he was supposed to be woke with me. It's like 3 in the morning and I'm trying to get out the exit because I gotta pee. And the exit go around like this. I'm not slow enough. I felt the truck tip out. My heart was like this. Oh my God. I was so fucking scared. And I ended up getting off on the wrong fucking exit. And I couldn't turn around. It's not a car. I can't just turn around. We had to go through the toll and turn around and all that shit. I had to wake him up. I was so pissed off. And then I almost did it again somewhere else. I can't even remember. It was daylight then, though. Um, and he asked me if I had had issues. He said, "Yeah, I heard you stripping it." Yeah, well, motherfucker, wake up. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was a lot. And then we were coming. I want to say we was in like Pennsylvania, and we're like going across this like I don't even know what to call it. It's like a cliff kind of thing. It's kind of like a cliffy thing, but it don't have no railings on the side. What? No. No, 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 no. Then I found out that I would have to put chains on the tires when we go through the winter places on the snow. Nope. That was hard for me. I got it, but it was hard for me because you got to put the chain down, then you got to roll the truck back, and you got to make sure it's right. If it ain't right, you got to get in there and move it again, and then you got to no, 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 no. Nope. And then you gotta go and you gotta make sure because you're on time schedule because some of the shit got to get to a place on time, but you also gotta do your log sheets. And saying we wasn't having GPSs when I was in truck driving school. We had to do log sheets with maps and shit. Who's getting ready to do that? Who's about to do that? Maps? We about to be lost. Fucking with me. No, we're gonna be lost. Um, so we was coming from, like I said, we came through Connecticut and back down through New York, and we had stopped. And I needed a cigarette because I used to smoke cigarettes at this time. I smoked Newports. Bitch, I wanted her to give me some cigarettes. That bitch said $7 and something. What? It's bad enough they $4 in Ohio. You said $7, almost $8 for these cigarettes. And in my mind, she said $10. That was enough. That was it. That was it. That was it. That was it. I said, what? What's happening? No, no. I'm not going to pay no $10 for no cigarettes. What? No. Something going to have to happen. So then we was coming through. This is what did it for me when I knew I had to get off the truck in Connecticut when I was, this is what did it. We're coming through Connecticut and there's trees on each side, like woods, like forest type shit. And he said to me, "Don't this look like a good place to throw a dead body?" What? What'd you say, white man, sir? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it is or if it isn't. I just trying to figure out where's the dead body at? Where you getting it from? That you gonna dump it here? Like, have you dumped many bodies? Like, why would you say that? I didn't give a fuck why he said it. It was time for me to get off the truck. That was it. That was it. Hey, Miss L. Clear people different as fuck. Like, why would you say that? What in your mind made you think that was good to say? Isn't this a good place to throw a dead body? I don't know. I was singing in my head. I was singing in my head, hoping we could stop soon so I could take a shower. Like, I don't even know what that means. I was singing in my head Fantasia. If you don't want me, then don't talk to me. What? I'm ready to take a shower. Like what? Child. Mm-mm. Listen, my mind wasn't even there. I'm singing in my head. I'm looking at the scenery and shit, smoking me a cigarette, just trying to figure me the fuck out. You know what I mean? Shit, I was 24, 25 years old. Like what? Child. Mm-mm. I'm trying to wash this puss. Please let me take a shower, Mr. White Man. Let's stop. Please help. Mm-mm. It was time for me to get off the truck. So, bitch, we drove that shit down to Tulsa. I got the fuck off the truck. Like I said, they took all my little money, sent me a check for like $54 type shit. I was on for 2 days cussing these people out. And they was like, well, they gave him all of my pay. I just cannot understand it. In my mind back then, like, bitch, I'm gonna sue you. Man, I didn't. I didn't feel like going through no shit like that. So it was what you. It was more like 155. Well, okay. Yeah, it probably was like 137, 150. Yes. Yeah, you're right. It was about like 130 some $150. He's right about 150. Yeah. Well, it was still all my motherfucking money in my head. And when I got to Tulsa, do you know what was happening when I got to Tulsa? Hurricane Katrina. I had no clue, none of that was happening. My sister was telling me like, yeah, this was going on. It was Hurricane Katrina happening. And somewhere around when I got to Tulsa, it was. I don't know if it was happening anymore, if it just or was getting ready to start happening, but I remember that. Yeah, that was really crazy. I remember when the Twin Towers happened. I was in college. Yeah, I was like 25. Yeah. And I was in college when the Twin Towers happened. I used to go to Southwest Florida College in Fort Myers. I was living down there in the Jets. I was living at what was my address? 4224 Michigan Links. I was living in the projects, and I went to Southwest Florida College in Florida, Fort Myers, Florida. Um, Skip a class watching in the heat of the night. You was in elementary school. Dang, that's crazy. But we had the TV in the library because I was working in the library, and we had the TV in the library, and I was like, "Is that a movie?" And she was like, "No, that's happening right now." And she had these titties to set up because she had got her titties done. She was a little small, petite little genome. She was cute. She had short hair. She used to work in there. She ran the library, but I was like working in there as her assistant, just for the college credits and shit. Um, and that's when I had wrote my first children's book, and my English teacher stole it. The Misadventures of Tiana. It was about these five little girls. They were friends. They was trying to dig a hole to China. I had drew it out, all this shit, and she was supposed to edit it and get it to me, and she never gave me back my motherfucking book. She stole it. I don't know if she ever did nothing with it, but she never gave it back to me. Yeah, and that's when the Twin Towers had happened. Yeah, and that's when I met the psycho, and he was started kicking my ass and shit. I was trying to get the little dude. I've talked about him before. His name was Brian Cook. He was in like graphic design, and I was in the legal program to be like a paralegal. And he was so fucking fine to me. Child, he had these big eyes. He was chocolate as fuck. He was a Florida boy, and I'm like, he in what? He major in what? Graphic design. Child, I went in there and switched my major, bitch. I switched over to graphic design. I was trying to get close to him. And as soon as my schedule had changed, he dropped out of school. I said I never seen him again. I was so pissed. And now I be thinking back and I'm realizing where they were stopping my flow. all the time. Like this shit happens to me all the time. Like it wasn't just Brian Cook. But the psychos never get stopped. Like, cause after I met him, I met some other dude named T. He was cool. He was tall as fuck. Never really fucked with him though. He was like a money boy. But then I met the psycho, and that was immediately bad. That's when he raped me, beat me up, started locking me in the house. He was like, wouldn't leave my house. He was super fucking nuts. He just kept like, child. It was so bad and toxic. It was horrible. Like I said, if this nigga put his motherfucking hands on me one more time, I'm gonna have to kill him. And that's when I told y'all I was going to kill him. I had the cord wrapped around his neck, and I had to make a decision when I let it go. Ooh, I probably should have just killed that nigga in the garage. I ain't lying, child. That motherfucker beat me so bad. He was about to beat me with that hammer. Ooh, it was a scary moment. I ain't gonna lie to you. But he didn't get stopped. I don't know if that was just a lesson I had to learn along this way so I can understand. But my mama was in an abusive relationship. I could have understood it. But I'm just saying I went through it firsthand. So then it was several times I would meet niggas and I'm like, ooh, this about to be good. And all of a sudden, like, they would go to jail or they disappear. I didn't hear, like, hey, what the fuck is happening? Now I'm feeling like you say, yeah, you snapped. I had a boots relation. Girl, yeah, remember when I was telling you about that? When I had that extension cord wrapped around his neck from the lamp? Because he wanted to do it. He had locked me in the garage. We was at his people house. And he kept trying to do it. And I didn't want to. Like, you're not going to keep just running. Eat this pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? But he went and got to eat pussy. And you're not going to keep just fucking me because I don't want to fuck. You know, and he got mad. And he started hitting me with body shots and knocked the wind out of me. Bitch, we went to fighting in that motherfucker. We was rumbling. You're not going to just beat me up now. You a man, I can't whoop you, but bitch, it ain't going to be no free ass whoopings going on around here. Child, I don't know how I maneuvered and got that goddamn lamp cord. I had wrapped around his motherfucking neck twice too. I was holding it from the back. I'm like, oh my god, that nigga couldn't breathe. I was holding it. If I let this go, this nigga gonna kill me in this garage. Whoo! But I couldn't kill him. I don't know why I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I let that cord go. That nigga blink the fuck out. Child, he turned into Tommy Hearns in that motherfucker. He turned into Tommy Hearns in that bitch. I don't know where I went. I was crazy. That's what I said. He was like dead punching me like pow, pow. And I just was screaming like, you hit like a bitch. The more he hit me, the louder I screamed that shit. He tried to hit harder. That last time he drew back, he picked up the hammer. Okay, wait. Wait. Stop. Oh, I can laugh now, but that nigga had me fucked up in that motherfucking garage. He was beating my motherfucking ass. I jumped up and ran to the door, but he had that padlock on that bitch. And I'm like, please let me out. Baby, I love you. Baby, let me just talk to you. I said, Kent, I don't want to talk to you. The nigga said, pop, 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 pop. I said, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Like, god damn. All of a sudden, that nigga was back to normal. Like, come on in here and wash yourself up. What? What? This nigga is crazy. Woo, child. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. Them was horrible days. Try and drag my poor girl. Psycho at its worst and finest. You hear me? And you know, I ain't never had no no dick or no pussy for that matter that I could not walk away from, that I didn't want to walk away from. You know what I'm saying? It ain't never ever been about sex for me like that. Now I know for some females it be like that about sex. Sometimes it's men too. It ain't never been that. For me, it was like feeling bad for people, you know, and wanting to be loved at that time and not like I was listening to older women and knowing my mom had been in an abusive relationship. That's why I know it's what you see. When you see the shit and you think it's okay, you know, that's why you have to stop and break cycles of pathology. Like that's what my grandmother used to talk about. Like I watched my mom go through it. My grandmother used to talk about it. My grandfather shot my grandma 5 times and she survived. Yes. He had him beat her up many times over. He used to rape her all the time. And it was like that was what happened. So when the nigga had raped me and wouldn't leave my house, like he didn't like I don't mean like play rape. I mean this nigga raped me. Like in front of my daughter and would not leave my house. Kept saying, bitch, I love you, hope. You my wife, bitch. Lay down, bitch. And I was like, this nigga is crazy. He said, I ain't going no motherfucking where. You better lay your motherfucking ass down. And I got in the bed. I got in the bed. I had went up and did my white girl thing in the shower. When I say that, I mean I was in the shower crying with all my clothes on. And I got out and I thought I found my strength. I put my little moo on. I went downstairs. I was like, you gotta go. Leave my house now. He was laying in the bed like this, like, bitch, I ain't going nowhere. You better lay your motherfucking ass down. Bitch, I love you, hoe. It's like, what? I was like, what? Get out. Get out. He's like, bitch, you better lay the fuck down. So I got in the bed. Ain't nothing fuck to do. I just moved in there and I only had like a small TV and I had a couch. There was like a pull-out couch. I ain't have furniture in my house. I had a 3 bedroom in Michigan Links. I got in the bed and I was like crying. He was like, shut up, bitch. I love you. Like, you don't know me. Oh my God. Child. It was it was a bad house. That nigga didn't leave. And even when he left the next day, and I told my friend, my neighbor, her name was Shelly. Her real name was Bashelia Scott. And we called her Shelly. And I was telling her, I was like, I think this is just the way it's supposed to be. She was like, Q, no. But she ended up fucking a nigga. Like, yeah, that's why I said she almost got me killed one day. After that, this nigga was bazooka crazy. And the fucked up part about it is, and I've probably talked about this too, everybody in the project, because he was well known, like his whole family was well known. Everybody knew this nigga was crazy but me. Literally, nobody tried to warn me about this nigga. Well, I take it back. One guy rode up to my window, like my side of my house window, and he was trying to tell me like about this nigga. And so I walked and I found him and I confronted him. He was like, oh yeah? Where that nigga at? That nigga backpedal. I ain't tell that bitch that. No, I didn't. That's when I found out everybody was scared of this nigga. I came outside one day. I had got beat up so bad. And I was healed at this point, but the neighbors had heard the ass whoopings, you hear me? And I had been in the window screaming, please help me, like, help, bad house. That nigga had fucked me up this day. This day I had to go to the ambulance. The ambulance had to come pick me up because I was almost dead. And I had healed from it, but he had left outside. At this point, I couldn't come outside. Like all the blinds had to be closed in the house, and I couldn't go outside. And that's crazy, ain't it? That's crazy as fuck, bro. Like Toddy was like, "Mom, can we just go out there?" Because I was standing in the blinds looking. Because before I met this nigga, like we would hang clothes out. I love hanging clothes out. I loved it. I'd be barefoot out in the grass. I lived in Florida, so I'm out there. I'm hanging clothes out. I just loved it, you know. I'm a country girl, you know. That's what I grew up doing, like hanging clothes out on the clothesline. So I used to love that, and Toddy loved it, you know. But when I get with this nigga, now we selling dope. Like we sold dope, we sold whatever could be sold, bitch. We sold it, you know. And I would kill you about this nigga too. I was crazy like that. I carried a knife inside of a trench coat, bitch. I wore a trench coat. I was a little baddie. I would kill you about this nigga though. Like I was getting into it with bitches about him. Like when he told me he loved me, that did it. Like it had nothing to do with sex. He said he loved me. That sealed the deal for me. And I came outside that day. I stepped out on the front porch. I was just standing there for a minute. And my neighbor turned around and seen me. She said, "He only went around the corner. You better go back in the house." I was like, "Okay." And I went back in there. Not Shelly, it was my neighbor on this side. And that's when I realized everybody knew this nigga was crazy. Everybody knew he was crazy. But she had heard the beat ups. And I was giving this nigga my money. He was taking my money. This one I said would take my money and then want me to suck his dick for my own money. You know? Like, I've been through a lot. But that shit, I could laugh at it now, you know, but that nigga was ziggity fucking boot crazy, bro. I mean, ziggity boo. And I was crazy too because I left, bitch. I left Fort Myers and went to a abuse shelter. Now that's why it's crazy because how did I even get to Florida, bitch? I was in an abuse shelter from a different relationship. Like he wasn't abusive. That other one, he was just crazy and he was stalking me. I couldn't even go to work. He would walk around my job outside the whole time I was at work to a point where it was getting really creepy and weird and I thought he would do something to me. So I started hiding knives in the house. So even when I got with Kent, I would have knives in my house in different places in case I got to kill a nigga in a certain room, you know? And so from him, which was Melvin, I left Cincinnati, went to abuse shelter. They sent me down to Florida. And that's when I met the psycho. So then I left him and went into another abuse shelter in West Palm Beach. And within maybe a few days, I was calling him on the phone, like, why would you do that to me? You know, he's like, I love you, I'm sorry, all this other shit. And he was like, you need to come back. Your W-2s came, and I got this little hookup on a hookup or whatever. And child, that's when I told you I left him, and he had came home. The day I left him, Spirit had been talking to me all day. My mama had been talking to me all day. Like she was literally moving shit in my house. And I had been watching John Edwards, the psychic, all day. And the spirit was high as hell talking to me. And that's when the spirit told me to you can't take no clothes. Get all of your certificates, your birth certificate, your papers, put it in your purse. When y'all going out, because he's going to take you out today, I want you to go to the back of the store. I want you to tell the people in the back of the store that you need help and to call the police. So I had mapped out my plan. So when he came in the house, I had cleaned the house. Like the house, I stayed clean, you know. Shit, I was always in the house. So I had to stop going to college. I was in college when he met me. I was going to Southwest. And he said that I was in school too long. So I must have been fucking niggas while I was in school. So I had to quit going to college, even though he liked that tuition money, you know. So I had to stop going to college because he thought I was fucking niggas at college. So therefore, I had to stay in the house, couldn't get a job. So then My friend had came over, and that's when I said that when he came home, he was like, I thought you was gonna clean with bleach. And I was like, I don't clean with bleach. The house is clean. He was like, but it ain't thorough clean like my mama, because my mama clean with bleach. I said, but I ain't your motherfucking mama. He was like, take your ass over my mama house and sit on the porch and wait for me. I'ma clean this motherfucker with bleach. I was like, what are you talking about? The house is clean. But I don't smell no bleach. Go sit on my mama porch. And his mom stayed in the same project. So I just walked around the corner to his mama house. She stayed by the entrance. Child, and that's when I said I seen my friend Tasha coming in. And I knew this was my moment to break a free. And his nephew Jordan was there, and I was like, Jordan, catch Tasha before she get to my house. That little boy, he was 11. He took off. He took off running, and I took off running behind him because I had to catch him. And I got Toddy in tow trying to carry and run with Toddy, and he caught her right before she got to my motherfucking house. And I ran up to the car like, bitch, if I ever did, because she used to live with me. When we both was in an abuse shelter, her husband was beating her motherfucking ass. Her nose was fucked up. Like, so when I got out the abuse shelter and I got my apartment, I was like, come on, you and your kids come over here. So we was roommates. And so I was like, if I ever did anything for you that meant anything, but you would get me out of here right the fuck now. And she was like, get in the car. I threw Toddy ass in that car so fast, bro. And she pulled off out the gate. Out, we was gone. We hadn't even got out the street yet. I pulled out the dope. I pulled it out because he used to make me carry his dope. So I had a bag. It was bags, knots like this, dope in the bag. I pulled it out. She said, because she was from New York, she was like, what the fuck, Q? Bitch, this nigga's gonna kill you, yo. I was like, well, listen, I don't know what the fuck. She said, oh my fucking God, yo. Yo, Q, this nigga's gonna kill you. You got his dope. What? I didn't know what to do. Shit. I threw that motherfucking dope between them bushes by that payphone, and I called the police. I threw that knife back there because I carried a knife. Threw the knife back there in the dope. But when I came back from West Palm Beach, he was like, "Where my dope?" First thing he wanted to know. He hugged me. Oh, baby, I love you. Where my dope at? I did not know my way around Fort Myers, but I remembered how to get to this store. That nigga took me back. He said, get my dope. I was praying. Ooh, please. Because I was a Juicy J believer. Ooh, please, baby Jesus. Please let the dope be in there. Child, I squeezed through them bushes. It was right there. It had mist on it, like watery on the outside, but it was dry on the inside. Yay. I got that shit and gave it to him. Ooh, child, that nigga was crazy. Mm-mm. I ended up leaving him a couple more times after that. I took him back and left him. And then when I left him, we had moved to Cincinnati at that point. That's when he had bit the plug of skin. He had bit a big ass plug out of my arm right here. At that time, I was just half cuckoo. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on with life now. And that nigga had me just the fuck. Anyway, child. I was a Juicy J believer, child. Like, please, please let the dope be in the bushes. Cause I don't know. I don't know what that nigga might do. I told you when I first tried to put him out, he had probably been in my house for a month. I'm like, you have to go. I'm still trying to put him out from the rape. He refused to leave me. He had brought shit to my house. And that's when I told y'all, I said I went upstairs and got all his shit and threw it down the steps and sat down on the floor. And he was on the couch. And he never looked at me. He never blinked. That nigga said, pick all my shit up right now and take it back upstairs if I beat your motherfucking ass. I gathered all I gathered all the shit up and took it back upstairs. Cause I believe this nigga. I believed him. I said, yeah, that sounds like a real ass about to come. I'm gonna go and pick it up. Woo, child, I was not gonna be for the ass whooping that day. I was not gonna be for the ass whooping that day. He is so motherfucking crazy. You know, I did not know myself. I did not know my worth. I did not know. I did not know that was love. You know, even the friends I had were in abusive relationships. You know, so it was just like that's all I had ever seen was abuse and chaos growing up. Like even my mom wasn't allowed to have friends, but my stepfather had. Now, I didn't meet my real father until I was like 13 because he used to beat my mom up and we had put him out. And I remember that he had flipped over the couches and everything. And so he had to go back to Cincinnati because he had cut some man up. And the police was looking for him. So he had to leave town, and which was good for my mom. But then she had went back to Charles, my stepdad. And so he used to beat her up all the time. And so she wasn't allowed to have friends. So all her friends was his sisters and they all were in abusive relationships. Everyone were in abusive relationships. I think everyone, maybe but Florence, everyone was in abusive relationships. So that was all I seen and knew. That's why I wanted to be white. I did when I was little. I was like, I don't really belong to this family. I was waiting for my white family that I really belonged to come. And that's when I used to put the sweaters on my head and tie them down with socks. Act like I had long hair. I was a weird child. I swear to you. And I was waiting on my real family, and I would tear up brown paper bags and write books. And I was a good drawer then, so I would draw and write Freddy Krueger books, and like we were very creative. So we would take our shoe boxes and put holes on the side, and we would take number two pencils and we would draw because we was always on a punishment, couldn't watch TV. So we would draw pictures down all of these different papers and we would tape them together and then we would tape them on the pencils and we would turn the pencils like it was TV. We would set the whole house up like a store. We have motherfucking, I would, okay. I would have like price tags on everything in the store, in the house, like it was a store. And we would take like, we had paper dolls and shit like that, skates, jacks, and we would take paper like notebook paper and we would like cut it and put a hole in it um, so it's be binded and we would go through and we would draw pictures on each page. It'd be like a hand like this, a hand like this, a hand with a cup, the cup going, the cup going, the cup going. Now it's pouring. Here's the cup. And it'll look, when you flip it, it'll look like that. We used to do all kind of shit, and because we didn't have a lot of money, my mom used to get our panties and bras and toys from the flea market, the thrift store, and so this is kind of how I grew up. I grew up in Tulsa, you know. We was poor. Our lights and shit and water was always cut off. My mom worked two jobs. She was a CNA. She was getting her ass whipped daily. He was working construction. Reason why our water and shit was always off, our electrical was always off. Why? Because my mom was working two jobs, but she couldn't carry and cover everything. Um, and she was either getting beat up and couldn't work, and he would like beat people up at work. Like he was breaking bones on niggas on his job. So he was being fired and like always getting into a fight. And one day he almost got killed, but not at work. And I was kind of hoping for his death. But in a sense too, I loved him because he was my daddy. Like he was all I knew, you know? And so he was on his motorcycle and he went to take off and the motorcycle took off from up under him and he slid and he skint up his whole chest. I was like, that nigga should have died. I used to look at my mama like, why the fuck won't you leave this nigga? What are you doing? Oh God, I used to be looking at her like, I love you so much. I was so sad for her. Like she's so pretty to me. Like, what are you doing? And he'd be like, you a fat bitch. And I'd be like, call her that. I hated this nigga and loved him at the same time because he was my dad. My sister refused to call him daddy. My mom made us call him daddy, but my sister, she didn't want to call him that. I didn't want to call him that either. But I'm such a go along, whatever my mama wanted me to do, you know. But I told her one time, like, I don't like him because he hurts you all the time. And then we ended up leaving after I told her that. She packed our stuff and we left and we went to the hotel. And he followed us to the hotel and he was outside all night. My mom was peeking out the window all night. That's y'all daddy out there. That's y'all daddy out there. I know it is. The next day, what? It was him outside. He called the room. She talked to him. We went back home. I was so disappointed in her. It was terrible. Let me let y'all go to bed. Let me go to bed. Anyways. Anyway, ma'am, I found you. I'll holler at you later, ma'am, because I found you. My phone was glitching hella crazy earlier when Dolores came through. It's fine. Aw. Gratitude. Y'all sleep well too. Hey, you can find things there. Well, I love y'all. Gratitude for being up, y'all, and just talking and listening. I'm sure y'all was talking. I couldn't hear y'all, but I could hear you in my spirit. So I know what y'all was saying. Y'all was talking to me back. So no problem, Rakita. All right, I love y'all so much. I love y'all. Peace.